Lady in the trap, yeah, the ladies get in the trap with their fellas and they hold them down, and she one of them, you know what I mean? She one of the girls gonna hold you down. You smell me? You feel that, don't you? Feel that, don't you?
Let's face it, this is the first UK interview.
No, this is my very first UK interview, so I'm extremely excited. Yeah, I'm extremely excited.
Oh man, I knew it. This is what we do here. Sarah Harrison, Lady in the Trap, and I'm joined by a super exciting artist that I've had my eyes on for a couple of months, even though he's been dropping for a couple of years. And it's Kalan.Frfr, or 2FR?
Yeah, that's how you say it. For real, for real.
Okay.
2FR is like my nickname. Like, yeah, that's for short. It's 2FR.
Okay, cool. Like too short.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Oh man, yeah. West Coast. But we'll get into that in a minute. But literally, this is like such an introduction to you, Kalan. And you have a huge song right now, obviously, Scoring. But I do want to rewind it back because I do want to give the listeners a bit more of an insight into who you are as a person, you know, where you grew up. You're from the West Coast. So yeah, let us know your background.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just a kid from LA trying to put it together. I played a little football. Other than music, I went to school, and you know, it's just everything one day at a time. I had a life, like everybody got a story. So mine is just as bumpy as anybody else. I'm just glad I got the chance to express it, and you know, people like it. So
you hit the nail on the head there. Everyone has a story, and that's almost like the way I just operate in life. Like I try to just any encounter I have, I'm very aware and switched on to the fact that, you know, that person has a story that I really don't know anything about. That's actually kind of a weird, like, little habit that I have. Say, like, I'm on the train or something, and, like, I'll look across and look at someone, and my mind will start racing as to, damn, like, I wonder what home that person... Yeah, like I wonder where he's just left to go to work, like what his house is like. Like, yeah, it will go everywhere.
Yeah. No, I'm a people watcher too. I be watching people. I be thinking a bunch of stuff. My imagination hella vivid. So I get what you're saying completely.
Yeah, I guess that's what makes us creatives in general, right? Like our minds are just endless.
Definitely.
Yeah. So obviously you mentioned the sports. Sports and music are really at the forefront of American culture in general. So tell me about the switch from one to the other.
It was kind of forced. I got into a little trouble, so I wasn't able to continue. I got into a little trouble, so I wasn't able to continue playing sports. So it was really with the music. It was really like poop or get off the pot, you know. So I just gave it everything I had, and luckily, you know, it turned out for the better, or it's turning out for the better. But yeah, I played football for San Diego, American football. This was 2017. I graduated from college in 2017. So that was my last year. I had one more year left. So I got out of there a little early, and I just had to be full-fledged with the music.
Yeah, when you say 2017, that really just seems like yesterday. So you're really such a newbie to the game, but you hear your music and you're just such a natural, man. Like what was your home life like? Like what's your musical background been in the house? And you know, the West Coast is traditionally such a music-rich community. So yeah, what was yours like?
Nah, really just listening to music. I mean, when I was a child, I used to want to be Michael Jackson bad. So it was really like always me dancing in the house and singing and stuff like that. And my grandma and my mom just playing good music. I just thank them for always like playing music, and everybody just having their own taste. Like they never made me like one thing or nothing like that. Or so I could listen to I would listen to everything. So I just fell in love with music as like a child. I always like music is everything to me, you know? Like music can get you out of stuff, can put you in moods. And it's just how it makes you feel. It's just respond. It's like, that's what Maya Angelou said. Like, it's never about what people do or what people say. It's about what you like, how it makes you feel. You know, that's what you hold on to. So
big time.
I just, you know, I've always liked the music.
Yeah, it's definitely how it makes you feel, because I'm also a big believer in frequencies. Like it could really, something could really hit you on a low frequency, and that's it. Like your day might be just wrapped for that's it.
Could be dry, yeah. Like I can't wake up in the morning listening to nothing hard and stuff like that. I don't like to do that. it'll switch your day up, you know? So you gotta just vibe sometimes. But then, you know, like we were saying, you know, everybody got their story though. Some people gotta wake up in the morning and listen to that because that's how, you know, that's how it is. But
yeah, sometimes people might listen to something that might be a complete opposite to what's going on in their life as a way of release. And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, therapeutic. Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely therapeutic.
Extremely.
I know you're an R&B head though, because listen, one of the earliest projects that you gave us, this was also 2018. It was called Hurt. And you pulled out your R&B crooner card on that one. Like,
yeah.
you have to have grown up on mad R&B.
Yeah, no, like I listen to like dumb R&B. Like I like one of my favorite albums, like all time. I feel like the best like album front to back for me personally is like Life Jennings album.
Ooh.
So like, yeah, like it touched everything. You know, I haven't listened to an album that touched everything like that, like every emotion. You know, like I feel like that was a great album that he put together. So that used to be like one of my favorite albums. That's my go-to, like when I'm depressed and shit like that. Like if you see me listening to that, like he going through something, like leave him alone. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a signal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's
Damn.
my cry for help.
Mad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you told us that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You really then went to your West Coast, like G-Funk sound in the second project you put out in 2018, which was Two For Real.
Yeah, Two For Real, uh-huh.
Yeah, why that musical flip? Like, what was the trigger to go from pretty heavy R&B led melodies and stuff like that, which you've kept, but the rhythms are way more like club and car, you know, for the car.
I just like started listening to other stuff. Like I used to only listen to like trap and stuff like that. And then I was living in Atlanta at the time. So when I got back to LA, like that's what like, well, even when I was living in Atlanta, because I did that, like that whole album I did in Atlanta. So
Okay.
I was in Atlanta when I made all those songs. And then I just was listening to what was going on and I was hearing those beats. And then I found Paupa Got Beats on YouTube. And then I was just taking all his beats off YouTube because it was gone. I was just liking how it sounded. It was uplifting. And it wasn't, and I was like, I came from that transition from being hurt to getting out of that like feeling like that. I wasn't feeling that way anymore. So I was more happy and more excited. So I was just going off like you said, like the energy. It was just the good energy at that time. Those are the beats I had. So I was doing those. But that whole mixtape was just a consumption of like the songs I had made in like a week or two.
We're talking about Her or Two For Real?
No, I did Hurt in like one night. So me and my so Hurt was actually recorded after Two For Real was recorded.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like those are like it just came out first. So Hurt I had already had the songs for Two For Real. I think I ain't have just like Right With It or like a couple more songs, maybe like 2 or 3 songs I didn't have. But so like when I was just going through it, you know, it's self-explanatory what all the songs talking about. So me and Wes was in my garage and he started making beats. And he'll make a beat and I'll take the song in the kitchen and record it.
Dope.
So I'll record it in the kitchen, then I'll go back out, I'll play it for him. And by the time I play it for him, he had another beat. So we did that until like 7 in the morning. And then we looked up and we had like 9 songs.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we just shot that video like about us. We did all that like all the same night. All of that was just off of a limb. Like we was just doing stuff.
Mad. What was the song that that you know got most heat from that project?
About Us. Yeah. That was the one we shot the video for too. So that was the one that kind of did the most.
What spurred the move to Atlanta actually?
Just me being done with football and stuff like that, and just I had came to Atlanta and just being around the culture. It's like it just makes it's so acceptable being Black here. You know, you feel like you can do anything. Like in Atlanta, it's like a lot of Black people that own businesses, Black people that work in the banks, and it was extremely comfortable, and then it made me feel like I could do anything I wanted to do. You know, I didn't have to look at somebody of any other color to be for a success story. Because it's like you're a product of your environment. I feel like what you see is what you go is your outcome.
Yeah.
You got to make it out because like really like no matter what it is, the reason why a trap is called the trap because you stuck there. You don't see nothing past that.
Yeah, and I agree. Atlanta is such a welcoming place, that, you know, especially for Black people, but even myself, like I feel so welcome there. Like I'm at my happy place there.
Absolutely, Atlanta a vibe. So I mess with it. And then my boy was living out here. Like one of my closest friends, he was living out. He from Georgia, so he had moved to Atlanta. And he like, bro, he moved back home. He like, bro, you come out here. I'm like, man, I'm finna come out there. So, cause like I didn't have nothing going on in LA. I had just got done playing football. I knew I wasn't going to the NFL. So I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna go full. I'm gonna get my music my all. So I told my mom, I said I'm gonna move to Atlanta for a little while and go try to figure it out. She was just like, all right, like if that's what you want to do, like don't be down there like struggling and nothing like that. Like if you feel me, like what you like. But really she was just supportive. Like my mom was extremely supportive of everything I was doing. So I had just went down there on a limb. I bought a one way on 4th of July, and I didn't come back until like maybe like 6 months later, 7 months later.
Oh, okay. So that's quite a short stint you did there.
Yeah. It was a little short stint. Yeah. And then I was just back and forth. Then I moved back again, maybe like a couple months after, like I had a little LA run. So I've been back and forth between here and Atlanta since 2017. From LA and Atlanta since 17.
Did you do the rounds there, or were you strictly in the studio? Like, did you do many like appearances here and there? Because it's a music-rich community.
I did some like AC3 stuff and stuff like that. But no, I really was just working though, because I wasn't even in the studio. Like we was just at the house recording. We was recording in the house, like all of those songs, like Thugger Baby, Fine Ass, literally almost everything on that mixtape was recorded in the kitchen.
That's true Atlanta style.
Except like 2 or 3 songs. Yeah. I recorded all in the kitchen, at the dining room.
Man, listen, I want to go back to that R&B in you, because you tapped into a sample which is from one of my favorite Faith Evans songs, right? You Used to Love Me.
Oh yeah, Thug It Out.
Yeah, that's such a hard flip you did there, man.
Thug It Out.
Was that your idea?
Oh man, good looking. Nah, that was just Paupa and Richie. I had heard it. Paupa was working with Richie. I had seen it on YouTube, and I DM him like, "Hey, bro, take this down. Like, I'm gonna get this one. Like, don't even worry about that one." And then he was like, "I gotta see." He like, "Let me see what you gonna do to it." So I had already did it. So I just sent it to him. Like, he like, "Yeah, that's hard. We finna take it down right now." Like, yeah. So it was hard. We ended up just moving forward with that one.
Big song.
Yeah, nah, she hard, definitely.
But you did your thing on it. Like, you know, I'm very weary with some of these flips, especially in the current like mainstream environment. A lot of these samples are hardly even manipulated in any way. But I love the way you sped it up and pitched it up. Like it took me a while to recognize it. I was like, I know what that is, but what is it?
Yeah, they said whooped it together. I'm like, man, what? I was saying that too. Like, what song is that? What song is that? My mom told me. She's like, that's Faith Evans. I'm like, oh. Then she played the song. I'm like, that makes sense now. That's hard.
You've not shied away from sampling, because you took on one of the most iconic West Coast anthems that literally became a pop song across the globe. You sampled and even titled "Ain't No Fun" from Doggy Style.
Yeah, no, definitely. When I heard that beat, I was just like, yeah, I gotta do it. It's not even no.
So so the beat was made before you weaved the sample in?
Yeah, no. Zero sent it like that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so he sent it. So when I heard it, I'm like, ooh. And then I had like, me and Zero had never, so Zero produced Arch It Back. So I had never heard no like West Coast stuff from Zero, because we was just doing all like really like more like trap sounding, like different melodies, 140s and stuff like that. So I'm like, this finna be hard. Then it came on and it was thumping. We in the studio all listening to it. I'm like, yeah, I think I recorded it. As soon as I heard it, I stopped everything I was doing and just started recording.
Speaking of thumping, like I love your Hot and Ready one as well. Like that's such a dope beat.
Oh man, good looking.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So I really want to get into more like the G-Funk era, man. Like as I said, it took over the globe. Like the likes of Snoop Dogg, and and Too Short and that Bay Area sound and all of that. Like, how do you feel like you've stood out now in this like modern era of West Coast music? Because it's such a healthy community, but you've really cut through. Now you're making noise. How do you feel like you've done that?
Just staying real, honestly. Like, I don't with the music, you know, a lot of people be trying to find like, I gotta make a song like this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I just go how I'm feeling, you know. Just keep going. I just tell the truth. Don't, because you know, if you out here lying about who you is, they gonna figure you out. So I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna give you what's really going on, and I don't make songs. I just express myself. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to realize. Like I don't never look out to make a song like in structure and all of that, man. I'm gonna say whatever come to my mind in those seconds, you know? And it's just been working. It's all God though. I just, you know, I'm just extremely like humble, like grateful, you know?
Yeah, man.
So.
And that's why I guess you have some of the features that you do. Like you guys really gel well together. You just sit on the songs, like, and that's that. Like it's a genuine link up.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's why I don't really like to. I don't want to work with nobody that it's not genuine. You know, you feel like I don't. You know, it doesn't intrigue me to work with too many people that aren't genuine. Like it's okay. Like I'd rather listen to your music. I could be a fan of you and never work with you. If you don't want to work with me, it's cool. Like I ain't tripping. Cause we gonna do what we gotta do over here. You know, if it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel you. So let's get to the scoring then, which is literally scoring right now. Like when did you catch wind of the rise of that song, man?
Oh man, it's all new to me. Like when I seen it on TV for the first time, people were sending on me like they played it at the game. I was like that's crazy. I'm like, y'all lying? Like I'm like, yeah. No, it was so weird because I was getting my haircut, watching the game. The first time I heard it, I'm watching the game. And we hear it playing. And then we not like nobody's paying attention. Everybody just kept on doing what they was doing. And it played. So I'm like, so one of my homeboys asked me, like, because you know, people play on the Instagram, like play a song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was looking for my phone. I'm like, where my phone at, George? I'm asking my manager, like, where my phone? He like, you was just on your phone when you was playing scoring. I was like, that wasn't me that was playing scoring. I don't got my phone. I'm like, I thought that was you. He like, no, that wasn't me. Then I asked my boy, my barber. He like, no, that wasn't me. And then I asked somebody else. Everybody in the room like, no. Then I started looking at my Instagram notifications, and I'm like, they playing on ESPN. And then I'm like, look, we watching that game right now. And I'm like, no, they was really just playing it on the game. We was in there tripping. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Nah, my boy was like, yeah, you a rapper now?
You thought it was on mute. You thought the TV was on mute.
Yeah, I'm thinking the TV on mute, people playing it through their phone. That's why it just blended. My homeboy like, yeah, now you a rapper, you got to play rapper barber prices. So shout out to my $200 haircuts.
Which game was it?
What game was that, George? Lakers, yeah, in the Clippers. Trailblazers, Lakers and Trailblazers, yeah.
Damn, that's such a memory. That's such a memory right there.
Yeah, it was crazy. Nobody ever asked me about that either. That's the first time somebody asked me that. Yeah, I never got to tell that story.
Oh, I love that you told me that story. Thank you. I appreciate you for sharing it.
Yeah, nah, no problem.
Has someone ever asked you actually about the switch up at the end of the song? I love that shit.
No, nobody actually noticed it. I'll be kind of like sorry. Like I'll be feeling like don't nobody like that part. I ain't never nobody ever said it. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'll be feeling self-conscious about it. Don't nobody talk about it.
That makes me feel like there's a part 2 to it coming up or something.
Oh no, I can't talk about that.
Oh, come on. I know you got some stuff up your sleeve, man. What's in it for you? Next till the end of the year. We're almost at the end of the year. It's crazy.
This is like late October.
Yeah. That's almost the end of the year.
Late October.
Oh, what are you gonna put out new material?
New material, late October.
You're so happy about that.
Yeah, I'm extremely. It's been so long. I feel like it's been so long since I put something out, like a full length project.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is, it's like because we're in a pandemic as well. We you hardly had time to enjoy scoring in certain environments.
Right.
Like, you can't perform it in
Yeah. In the
big
club or nothing
venues
like
and
that.
clubs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah, but it's okay though. Yeah.
I know
So,
what's coming up, but I don't want to be, whipped by the label that I'm revealing some information. So
oh, okay, now it's all good. Yeah,
with
we know. If you know, you know.
But if you know, you know. But we know to expect something late October.
Late October, yeah, it's coming.
Other than that, I know you said you're not really a fan of any not fake, but collaborations that are thrust upon you.
Yeah, no, that shit fake. No fake collaborations. I'm not a fan of it.
But I mean, being from the West Coast, what would be a dream OG to have on your track?
I mean, any West Coast, legend. It would have been amazing to work with Nip. That
That's
would have
it.
been amazing. That was like one of the things that, like, like growing up in LA, that's like something that you always want. Because it's like Snoop and all the OGs and stuff like that. Of course, you want to work with Ice Cube, Snoop, Dre. Like those are like, you feel me, DJ Quick and stuff like that. Like, you feel me. Of course, you want to work with those guys, but like the people that we grew up with, like I grew up on YG, I grew up on Nip, so those like I grew up on Ty Dolla $ign and stuff like that. So me working RJ and people like that, like me getting to work with those people is amazing. Is amazing. Like I got songs with YG, like, you feel me? I didn't met Ty. I didn't met all the people that I grew up on now. So you feel it's like it's crazy because it's like they be right there. So like I be a little shy sometimes. Like sometimes I don't say nothing and stuff like that. But like I be appreciating those moments because it's like I used to be listening to y'all in my room, you know, like on my headphones and stuff like that, downloading y'all music, paying to go see y'all perform at parties and stuff like that. Like that's how I grew up. Now I'm making music with y'all, and y'all grown. I got to watch their whole experience.
Yeah.
And then now they get to see me and watch my experience, and they telling me that, you feel me, I'm good and stuff like that. Like that's just it's great. It's a great feeling. But I would have loved to work with Nip though. And it was gonna happen because he had DM me. Yeah,
Wow.
the day he died, he DM me.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, so like maybe like an hour or two before it happened, like, and he was telling me that he wanted to work with me, and he wanted me on his album, and I wanted to be on his album and stuff. So
Wow. He was so instrumental in not just the music
man,
community and putting people on that,
just
are coming
period.
up, but period.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a teacher, like, such a teacher and a blessing for
man,
the community.
a real angel.
What area are you from?
I'm from LA, like even Compton, Carson,
Okay.
Welcome. So yeah, but
Okay.
I grew up everywhere. I was everywhere. I'm influenced by the whole city. So it's just LA for real. Like,
How did you get the
yeah.
name for real then?
Because I Kalan my real name. Yeah, so we
Okay.
just keeping it real. Yeah, like everything got to be. That's the whole point of the for real, for real. Like stand on what you say and live by what you mean. You know, this is
Yeah.
just be yourself. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. If you're not cool, you're just not cool. You know,
Yeah.
and if you're not being and what everybody else think is cool doesn't have to be what cool is. You could be your own person and perceive it, and people are gonna accept you however you is. And that's always what I wanted to do, is be my own person. Don't let nobody shine on my light. So that was a lot of my problem before with music. When I was trying to make music, I was trying to make songs to sound like what's hot.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't matter. Just be yourself. Do what's hot for you.
Yo, that's a big message to put to people out there, especially seeing as
Absolutely.
you're still in the early stages of your career, but you've managed to get a hold of a good mentality to sustain you, which
Yeah.
is that. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of folks be in competition. It's not really no competition. You should be in competition with yourself. I only want to be a better me. I don't want to be a better nobody else. I got my own goals and stuff that I gotta accomplish.
Yeah. That's big, man, cuz
Thank you.
yeah, if you think otherwise, that's when feuds
You,
happen
you'll go
and all of this.
crazy. Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
go crazy trying to keep up with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
ain't no point. Run your own race. You can do whatever you want at your time. At the end of the day, if somebody blow up make $10 million and you make $10 million 10 years later, y'all still both made $10 million.
Exactly.
You feel me? It don't matter how it comes. As long as you working for it and as long as you okay with it, then you should keep going.
Love that, man. Well, the marathon definitely continues for you, Kalan.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I've been so happy to get you so soon. So thank you for sitting here with me. I appreciate you.
Definitely. We got to get another one in soon too. Hopefully when the world open up, I can come out that way.
Exactly. I was just in LA as well. That was my last trip. In February. Yeah. So.
You should have came out. I had the Novo. You should have came to the Novo in February.
What day?
The 23rd.
Oh, I was gone by then.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but
yeah.
If
I performed at the Novo.
Yeah.
No, definitely.